Welcome to GRUNG TV, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.
Welcome back to GRUNG TV. A team of officers assigned to the Kingston Central Police Division seized the AK-47 assault rifle on Smith Lane, Kingston on Tuesday, April 6. Reports from the Kingston Central Police are that about 11 a.m., lawmen were in the area when a premises was searched and the illegal weapon was found hidden under a chicken coop. No one was arrested in connection to the seizure. The Manchester police are probing allegations that a 4-year-old boy was buggered by a teenager at a daycare center in the parish. The alleged perpetrator is a 14-year-old boy and is the son of the daycare operator. A police officer in the Manchester Police Division confirmed that an investigation is underway into the incident which occurred in July 2020. The cop, who requested anonymity, declined to go into further details. When it comes on to minors, it's a little bit too sensitive. We leave it alone, he told our news source on Friday. A teenage boy was taken into custody in relation to threats made against the Freeport police in St. James. The 17-year-old and his mother were arrested in Manchester on Saturday, April 10th, following an investigation into the threats which were made over the phone on Friday, April 9. The investigation was led by the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch. Police in a release said the threatening phone call was captured on video and had been widely shared via social media. In the video, a male voice is heard demanding the release of a prisoner as well as $2 million. Sources report that the teen allegedly used the phone of his mother to make the phone call to the police. The police are reminding the public that these actions or any similar action force the JCF to utilize resources that could be channeled towards citizens' safety. In addition, these actions have serious implications and persons can be charged. Persons are also being reminded to be selective with what they choose to share on social media. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. A St. Thomas farmer who has accused the police of wrongfully destroying his ganja field, comprising of 806 plants, is to return to court on May 12. He was offered $150,000 bail when he appeared in the St. Thomas Parish Court on Thursday. The 45-year-old Rastafarian, Ryan Harris, who sports a low-cut hairstyle, was offered bail by Parish Judge Sancho Burrell on charges of illegal possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, and cultivating ganja, following a successful bail application by his lawyer Samoy Campbell. Bail was granted on condition that he surrender his travel documents with a stop order in place at all ports. He is also to report to the Morant Bay Police Station on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. His bail had been previously revoked when he appeared in court on March 12. Harris was arrested and charged after police officers who are armed with search warrant scoped down on his house in Dumfries in the parish on February 18 and discovered ganja field with ganja plants. They were subsequently destroyed. But Harris, who has since accused the police of being malicious, claimed he was growing the herb for sacramental use by the members of the Ethiopian African Black International Congress, a Rastafarian group. According to the accused, he was legally cultivating ganja on behalf of the organization. Based on the amendment to the Dangerous Drug Act in 2015, which allows members of the Rastafarian faith to cultivate marijuana on designated lands. A priest from the Ethiopian African Black International Congress had confirmed that the group has been using the accused property to grow the ganja for religious purposes. The St. Thomas police are probing the shooting death of a man in the parish last night. He has been identified as David Elliott, a 60-year-old laborer of Duane Pen in the parish capital, Morant Bay. Reports said that about 8 p.m. yesterday, Elliott was walking along Bamber Lane in Morant Bay when, upon reaching a bridge, he heard footsteps coming towards him from behind. The attacker allegedly shot at Elliott. The police say they were called to the scene, and on their arrival, Elliot was seen lying alongside a wall, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries while undergoing treatment. Two policemen who had held up and robbed a Manchester man of his licensed firearm and an undisclosed sum of money in 2013 are now serving time behind bars. The two lawmen, Constable Gary Gassop and Corporal Gregory Givens, were sentenced on Friday in the gun court to 18 years and 10 years respectively. Givens, who had pleaded guilty last month, was sentenced to serve 7 years each on 2 counts of illegal possession of firearm and 10 years for robbery with aggravation. The sentence will run concurrently. Gassop, who recently found guilty following a 6-week trial, was sentenced to 15 years each on 2 counts of illegal possession of firearm and 18 years for robbery with aggravation. The sentences will also run concurrently. The policemen were among 3 members of the police force arrested in 2013 following the robbery at the businessman home in Mandeville on October 13. The third policeman was, however, acquitted. Facts are that the policemen, who were stationed in West Kingston and Portmore, went to the man's home and showed him a picture of a man allegedly wanted by the police. The businessman was informed by the police that they had information that the wanted man was hiding inside the house and that they had a search warrant for the premises. The policemen were allowed inside the businessman's home, and while they held him up at gunpoint and took his licensed firearm before ordering him to go upstairs. The police then forced the homeowner to open a safe from which they removed an undisclosed sum of money. The policemen also stole gold jewelry before leaving the man tied up in his home. However, the cops were picked up in Kingston 3 weeks later and put on an identification parade where they were identified and subsequently charged. The government is bolstering its capacity to intercept the trafficking of guns and ammunition into the country, as well as implementing a more robust legislative framework to punish those who engage in the illicit trade. Addressing the Let's Connect with Ambassadors MARC virtual discussion session on April 8, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, said that the strengthening and legislative framework is critical in addressing the issue of crime in the country. 8% of homicides are committed with firearms. We are in the process of having a new firearm act which will increase the penalty for not only illegal possession and use of firearm but also trading and manufacturing. We are looking at a number of pieces of legislation so we can have a more robust legislative framework in dealing with crime, Dr. Chang said. The other priority piece of legislation are the Criminal Administration, Suppression of Criminal Organizations Amendment Act, the Immigration Restrictions, Commonwealth Citizens Amendment Act, the Aliens Amendment Act, the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, Investigation and Prosecution Procedures, Regulations, and Amendment to the Corrections Act. Dr. Chang said that the acquisition of critical pieces of equipment has been paramount in disrupting the guns for drugs trade. He informed that the Coast Guard, which is tasked with maintenance of law and order in Jamaica's maritime domain, has been retooled. We have acquired 3 ocean-going vessels and a marine patrol aircraft, which is very effective in intercepting the boats out there, he said, noting that a coastal radar is to be installed. Meanwhile, Dr. Chang said that the positive engagement of boys and young men is critical in steering them away from criminal activities. We are deeply concerned about the continuing recruitability of our young boys, and we are going to ensure that we introduce programs to engage them positively from early on and correct some of the problems, even at infantry stage, to prevent the continued replenishment of the gangs, he said.